Hello guys, welcome to our channel. I am Lara and today we are going to continue talking about techniques in discrete space location problems. In this video, we are going to talk about quantitative analysis. What is quantitative analysis? Quantitative analysis is the use of mathematical and numerical methods to support decision making. It focuses on data, models, and optimization, helps find the best solution under given constraints. Commonly used in transportation problems, facility location, resource allocation. In discrete space location problems, quantitative analysis is used to minimize cost and maximize efficiency. So, to understand quantitative analysis, we are going to use two methods. And for those methods, we are going to use the same example. So please read it before we continue. But we already have everything written here, so I'm going to talk about this here. So we have two facilities that are already open, A town and B city. And we have two facilities that we have to choose between, C village or D land. We are going to choose one of them. And then we have demand points, are customers, let's say. North zone, central zone, and south zone. North zone demands 90 units, central zone demands 70 units, and south zone demands 60 units. And under there, we have costs of sending 1 unit of um, material. From A town to North Zone, it's $4. From B city to Central Zone, it's $6, and vice versa. Okay, so at first we're going to learn about northwest corner method. Before we start with this, we have to choose if we are going to calculate for C village or D land. At first, I'm going to calculate for C village, so I'm going to cross out D land. Okay, so as we can see, our our total demand equates to 220. So our supply also has to equate to 220. So how do we do that? We have to sum up 80 and 60, which is 140. And then to find out how much we have to supply to C village, how much C village can supply, we have to subtract 140 from 220. And if we do that, we get 80. So 80 is the amount of supply C village can allocate. Okay, so northwest corner is actually what you hear is what you do. We are going to find the northwestmost corner in the table. For here, it's going to be this corner. And then we are going to look. A demand is 90 and A town can supply only 80. So which one is the less smaller number? 80. So we are going to write 80 here. So if we write 80 here, we cannot supply more demand from A town. So I'm going to cross this one out. We can't use A town no more. And then we are going to look at North Zone. Demand is 90. I already supplied 80 of them, so we have 10 left. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the next northwestmost corner. It's this corner. The demand from North Zone is 90. I already supplied 80. 10 is left. B city can supply 10 from 60. So I'm going to write 10 here. And if I do that, I don't have to supply more to North Zone. So I'm going to cross out North Zone. But because I wrote 10 here, I have to take that out from B city's supplies. So 60 minus 10 is 50. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the next northmost west corner. And that's going to be this corner right here. And B city can now only supply 50, but central zone needs 70. So I'm going to supply 50 units of 70 from B city. So I'm going to write 50 here. If I write 50 here, I have supplied everything I have from B city. So I have to erase B city. But then how much wants central zone now? 20. 70 minus 50, 20. Okay, so I'm going to look at the next northwestmost corner, and it's going to be this one. And let's see, 50 is already allocated of that demand, and I have 20 left for central zone, and C village can allocate 20, so I'm going to write 20 here. After that, I don't have to supply more to demand zone, central zone. Okay, and then I'm going to cross this one out. I have 60 over that I can supply, and that's going to go to the only cell left to the south zone. Okay, so this is how we do northwest method, but this is not done yet. I have to calculate now the cost, of course. So what is the cost of opening C village with the northwest corner method? So as you can see, the squares in each cell, there are numbers in it. That's actually the cost of allocating one unit to that specific zone from specific facility, which we have seen actually from the table before. So what I'm going to do is cost of opening C village. So I am allocating 80 units times 4 units, sorry, not 4 units, $4 per unit plus 10 units times $7 per unit plus 50 units times $6 per unit plus 20 times 5 plus 60 times 4. What have I done here? I have multiplied the amount of units to be allocated with the units dollars per unit, and we have 80, 10, 50, 20, and 60, so I only use those. If I make this calculation, I get 1,030. Okay, so this is for C village. Now I have to see how much it will cost for the land. So the only thing that doesn't change here is the supply, because 80 and 60 are fixed. C village and D land are going to supply the same amount, which is 80. Okay, so I'm going to cross C village out now because I don't have to open that. I only have to open one facility. So let's see. Now I'm going to go a bit quicker. If you didn't understand, please go back and listen again. So I'm going to find the northwestmost corner. It's going to be this one. 80, 90. Which one is smaller? 80. Okay, so I can cross A town out. 90 minus 80, I have 10 left. So I'm going to find the next northwestmost corner. It's going to be the one below, but north zone does not need a lot. It only needs 10. So I'm going to write 10 here because 10 is less than 60. So I'm going to cross this one out this time. I'm going to go one next because that's now my northwestmost corner. 10 I already written, so this is going to be 50. 50 is less than 70, so I can write 50 here. But I'm going to cross B city now because I have used all its supply. And then I go down because that's my next northwestmost corner. I have already used 50 here, so 20 left. So I'm going to write 20 here because 20 is less than 80. And then what have I left here? 60, 60. So I'm going to write 60 here. Okay, so to see better, I'm going to erase these ones. Okay, so cost of the land. Okay, so we're going to do the same things. So 80 units, again, actually same thing, times $4 per unit plus, and then we do that for all of them. So 10 times 7 plus 50 times 6 plus 20 times 7 plus 6 times 6. So actually you can already see that this is going to cost a lot more, and it's going to cost us $1,190. So if we look at northwest corner method, the cost of C village is less than D land. So opening C village would make sense more than D land, but we can only use northwest corner method, maybe with an under method, it's going to give us less cost D-land. So that's why we're going to look at minimum cost method now. So again, if you look at the name, you actually get a little bit how you have to do it. So I'm going to again do begin first with C village. The supply does not change. 80 plus 60 is 140. How much supply do I need to reach 220? 80 again. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to look at the squares in each cell and look and tell me which one is the smaller number. 4 is the smallest number in this example. So we are going to start with 4. I'm going to start with this one. Again, we're going to look, 80 is smaller than 90. So I'm going to write 80 here. But I can erase this one now because I don't have to, I can't supply more from A town. But I have 10 left here. Now I'm going to look again. Which one is the smallest cost? Again, we have a 4 and this 4 is here. Okay, and then I'm going to look 80 and 60. Which one is smaller? 60. So I'm going to write 60 here. I'm going to cross south zone out. But then I have to also write here that I can supply 20 more. Okay, so the next one, I see a 5, 6, and a 7. 5 is less than the others, so I'm going to go there, here. So 20 and 70. Here I can supply 20, because 20 is less than 70. And then I can cross this one out. And I have 6 and 7. So we're going to look, 50 is less than 60. So I'm going to write 50 here. But then I have 10 left here that I can supply from B city. And also, North Zone also needs 10 more. So this also lets you know that you're doing good. And I'm going to write 10 here. So let's calculate. Again, cost of C village. We are going to do the same things. We are going to multiply how much we're allocating with how much it costs to allocate 1 unit. So 80 times 4 plus 10 times 7 plus 50 times 6 plus 20 times 5 plus 60 times 4. I don't know if you noticed, but this is exactly what we found in Northwest method, which gives us $1,030. Okay, so I'm going to erase all these now. So we can do for the land. So I'm going to cross out C village. And again, this is 140. 220 minus 140. I have to write 80 here. Okay, so I'm looking again. 4 is again the smallest number. There is this one also. So I'm going to write 80 here. I can cross this one out now. And then I can, so North Zone needs 10 more. So I wrote that down. And then I'm going to look again. I see a 5. So I'm going to go to there. So 80 and 10. 10 is less than 80, so I'm going to write 10 here, and I'm done with this one. And then I can write 70 here because D-land can allocate 70 supplies more. And I'm going to look again, and I see a 6. There's 2, but I'm going to look at this one. Okay, so 60 and 70. 60 is less than 70, so I'm going to write 60 here. So B city has allocated every supply that he can, and then we're going to cross this one out. And then, because 60 is already given for the demand, we have 10 left that we can allocate to central zone. And then I'm going to look again. This one also. 7 and 6 is now over. 6 is, of course, less than 7. So I can write 60 here because 60 is less than 70, 0 left, and then I have 10 left here, and then 10, 10, I can write 10 here. Okay, so as you can see, if everything is equaling each other, then it means you did right. Okay, so cost of the land. Okay, so we're going to do the same things. 80 times 4 plus 10 times 5 plus 60 times 6 plus 10 times 7 plus 60 times 6. And this gives us 1,160. Okay, so again, the land is costlier than C village. And again, by northwest corner method, we already saw that again. And C village gave us the same results by both of them. Can we say this is the optimal solution? No, because this is a heuristic method. There can be a better method, but it does give us a strong argument that this is already a optimal method cost. Okay, so this is it for the video. Thank you for watching us. If you want to test if you have learned a lot in our video, you can scan the QR code and answer the 4 questions that we have prepared. See you next time.